If you're selling on Creative Fabrica, you definitely want to have a great looking thumbnail. So in this video, I'm going to walk through how you can technically make a great thumbnail. This is a technical walkthrough, but I've also got some tips and tricks on how you can make your thumbnail stand out and get sales, because this is the one opportunity you've got for the public to visit your site and decide, I'm going to click on that thumbnail and possibly buy your digital design. Let's jump in. Okay, so when you first log into the Creative Fabrica dashboard, over on the left-hand side, there's a bunch of different products you can add: fonts, graphics, embroideries, and so on. So I'm going to click Add Graphics on the left-hand side, and that's going to take me to this page that says Add Graphic. It's got my product name, and then down at the bottom, I've got Product Images. So right here on the bottom left, where it says Drag and Drop Your Files, this is your thumbnails. You can see here it's got 580 pixels by 386 pixels, but no greater than 5,000 by 5,000. It's like, yeah. Okay, so what are we going to do? So I'm going to walk through how I actually make my thumbnails for my Creative Fabrica store. So I typically use Photoshop or Affinity Photo to make my thumbnail. I'm going to go up to File and New, and then from here I've actually got a bunch of presets in my old Photoshop that I use, and so I'm just going to use my Creative Fabrica thumbnail template, and that's 580 pixels wide by 386 pixels high. It's actually a pretty small file. You can see here in my Photoshop screen, that's at 100%. If I view in now to 200%, it's really not much bigger. It takes up the whole screen, but that's 200%. Typically when I'm using graphics files, this would be like 13%. Okay, so I'm just using a stock image here as an example. I did not create this, I fully admit it. So I'm just going to typically push this image into the middle of my thumbnail. And if it looks blurry, and this is common, that's okay. Remember, we're at 200%, right? So if I go actual pixel size, it's actually going to be a tiny little thumbnail, and that's okay. I'm just going to view in here so it's easier for us to work with this. So I typically will make 3 thumbnails when I'm selling on Creative Fabrica. And the first one is just a representation of what the images are. Now you've got a choice to make here because you have to stick some text in here on the first thumbnail. So what I will typically do is I'll add a layer, and then I'll stick some sort of box, and then I'll put the text inside of the box. Now I know I'm covering up part of the image, but that's okay. I can live with that because I don't really want someone just stealing this image. They could just right click and copy it. So covering a little bit of the image is typically a good idea. I'm also going to include the number in there as well because I've got 6 designs. I'll typically make it a little bit larger just so that it stands out. And so I'll have something like that. I may make the black box a tiny bit bigger maybe. And again, this is personal preference. I will typically list the types of files. So I'll say there's an SVG file, there's a PNG file. So maybe you've got 4 or 5 different file types. So I would put that somewhere inside the thumbnail as well. Now that's way too big. I don't need to advertise it that big. So I could do say 5%. Or a 5-point font rather, and I could just put that somewhere, usually just kind of here at the end of the little box. So again, this is personal preference. I'm not saying you have to do it exactly this way, but that will typically give me an idea for the first thumbnail. Now, one thing I don't like is putting a really weird background on this main page, because what I find is it's just distracting. There's really no upside to it. So I'll typically have a white background or a black background, something relatively neutral on the first thumbnail. For the second thumbnail, I'll typically do some sort of a t-shirt mock-up. So what that means is I'll take one of the cats out of these 6, out of my bundle here, and I'll just have him sitting here isolated, and I'm going to put him on a t-shirt. So I'll typically then just grab a stock photo of a t-shirt. I'm just going to zoom this back out to 100%, and I'm going to make this mock-up quite a bit bigger. It's going to be the whole width of the thumbnail. So I'm basically looking to make sure this picture is the width of the thumbnail, that there's no white space on either side. I'll just have that like that, and then I'll move my pink cat up to the top, and then I will put him on the t-shirt. So it's a really simple idea. There it is. Now you don't have to do any more than that for the t-shirt mock-up. Next level tip, if you want, inside of Affinity Photo or Photoshop, there's options where you can change the layers. So for example, you can make it an overlay layer, and then you can duplicate that layer a number of times, and it will sort of bleed into the actual t-shirt. And this can look really nice because it looks like an actual silkscreen t-shirt. I'm going to take that opacity on that last layer down to about 50%. You can see it's kind of built in. I'm just going to zoom in here a tiny bit. You can see it's kind of built into the t-shirt. So if your t-shirt has a lot of wrinkles, this can be a really nice effect because it looks like you actually printed the shirt and then took a photograph of it. And if you're wondering where you can get stock images, I really have 3 resources that I use a lot. The first one is pexels.com. I just search for t-shirt, and then I get a bunch of these really nice designs that come back. Typically what I'm looking for is either a white t-shirt on a black background or some sort of a colored background. So this is a nice mock-up here, although he's not facing front. But this one here would be tough to use because the background is white and the t-shirt is white. This is probably a better mock-up because A, the shirt's colored, and B, the background is a bit different. The second site that I like is Pixabay, and I just type in the word t-shirt, and then you get back some mock-up designs as well. Again, all of this stuff is free for commercial use. And then the third one I like is unsplash.com as well. And here we can see, here's the actual image that I used for my mock-up. For the third and final thumbnail, what I typically do is pick another product. And so here I've got all of my cats, and then I will just isolate one of them. So I'm going to pick this little guy here, and then I'm just going to pick like another stock image, in this case a coffee mug. And again, you can let your imagination run wild. It doesn't have to be a coffee mug specifically. So here I've got my image. I'm just going to plunk them right on the coffee mug just like that. And really the point of this is you're showing the consumer how they can use these items. You're basically reinforcing in their mind, hey, you can use this on print-on-demand items. You can use this for physical goods. And then that's pretty much it. Now I will make sure I don't have, really important here at the top and the bottom, I've got some white space, some blank space. So I'm actually going to make this just a bit bigger. This is a tiny little thumbnail. And I like using tiny thumbnails because it prevents people from stealing the designs. And so there's my third thumbnail. Okay, so we're back on Creative Fabrica. On the left-hand side, I've clicked on Add Graphic. I'm ready to upload my product images, which is my thumbnails. And so here's my little box. I'm going to click drag and drop here. I'm going to click this button. And I've saved my thumbnails as JPEG files. So we can see they're quite small. They're 580 by 386, a JPEG file, and they're just pretty tiny. But when I double click on my first thumbnail, it's going to upload very, very quickly. I'll click on the button again, I'll upload the second one, and I'll click on the third one. And we can see now they're uploading. And again, very, very quickly. They're only 131 to 176 kilobytes. Really, really tiny files. So there it is. Then I would upload my actual bundle of the actual digital files over on the right-hand side, and then I would fill in all the remaining stuff, and then I would click submit. And then I'm on my way to making digital sales just like you. I hope you found this video helpful. I believe in you. And here's another video on how you can make some sales selling digital files.